It's been a second. Let's have a chat. Okay, can you see me okay? Can I see you? Today we're gonna have a chat about attachments and developing a strong sense of core, a strong sense of self, knowing that you are your guarantee. Things around you are gonna come and go, and so getting comfortable with change. Life is change, life is in constant transition, life is in constant movement, life is in constant flux, and so it's important that you develop that strong sense of security within yourself, because you are the experiencer, if that's a word. So life is lifing, life is happening, and you are at every point in your journey. You are there with you, and things come and go, and things are birthed, and then things die. There's a natural cycle to life. Things come together, and then they start falling apart. Maybe one area, and then the other, and then this one, and da 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 da. Okay, cool. So I brought something to illustrate this point. So this is you. Well, it's not you. Let's pretend it's you. Anyways, so this is you. Your strong sense of self, your core self, your self. And you're born into this world. And when you're born, you start to have experiences, and those experiences start to shape you. Here you are, having your human experience. There you are. I mean, this is you, but this is your realization that you are a you. And now you start to do things, because this is what happens when you experience. You do things like experience things, such as a body, and then a world, and then water, and then, oh, my phone is ringing. I'll be back. Okay, where were we? All right, hold on. Cool. So here you are having your experience of being you in this world, in this life, and as you are venturing through the world and through life, you have experiences and you start building attachments. You become attached to the people around you. Let's say a parent and a girlfriend and your dog Rufus, a house, material possessions, and your career. You get yourself a job. You start identifying yourself with your career, with your job, with the people around you, with your experiences, with a car that you buy that's really nice and you worked really hard for. You develop more skills, and now you're even more talented, and you acquire things in your experience of life. But the wild thing about life is that it is a coming together and a letting go and a falling apart. Life is movement, life is change, and along with those changes comes loss. And loss is painful because you become so identified and attached to the things that you love that when you lose it, it feels like you're losing a part of you. So when Rufus passes away, it feels really painful. It's a huge loss, and you become attached to the things that you love. So when it rips apart from you, when you lose something, it can be really difficult to process and to manage and to experience, and it hurts, and it is painful, and it is sad. However, despite Rufus being gone, guess who's still here? You. Your whole being is still here. And as life progresses, you might realize that that truck is no longer in your life. It gets old, or it breaks down, and that can bring you pain because you're attached to the identity of you when you had that truck. A thing to be curious, even though the truck is gone, guess who's still here? Oh, you. You are still intact. You are still whole. And now, let's say you realize that the relationship isn't good anymore, and so now your girlfriend Sally decides that she's no longer in the picture. She wants to go travel the world and just leave. So, bye Sally. Now what happens? There's shaking of the self, shaking of the being that is you, and it feels like a part of you has been ripped away. But even though a part of you gets taken away, guess what? You are still whole. You are still whole. As life comes and goes, you are still whole. And ultimately, during your last breath, you are the last thing to go. And so getting comfortable with the idea that things come and go, that life comes and goes. And when we get comfortable with this idea, it becomes less of like a, oh my God, a detrimental thing when you encounter loss, when you encounter change. Life is change. Life is always changing. It's gonna change always, every day, forever. Everything is change. And so developing that strong sense of self, remembering that you are your guarantee. Even though things will come and go, you will still be whole. And so if you're going through a loss, whether it be a loss of a relationship, a loss of a parent, a loss of identity, a loss of a home, a loss of any kind, or a change that's really making it difficult for you, tune in to yourself. Tune in to the core of you and understand that life is change and things do end. And so making peace with that fact. One very helpful tool is to know that at the end of the day, you are your guarantee, that you are the one who will be there through everything. You are the experiencer, and it is through you that all things pass through. And you are part of this passing. You're part of this passage of time. You are part of this entire reality, and the entirety of reality is in constant transformation. It's in constant movement, and developing that muscle of knowing that things coming and going is a part of reality. And so just by understanding that, it lessens the blow. It's still going to be painful. It's still going to be painful to let go of a parent. It's still going to be painful to let go of yourself as you age through time. It's still going to be difficult to let go of maybe losing your job, or losing your hair, or losing a pet, or losing anything is going to be painful, because like we saw, we become identified and we become attached to the things that are important to us and that we love and that we care about and that we want to have forever. And even though we want to have things forever, the reality is that it's all a passage, unless we invent time travel, and then we can come back and do it all over again. But until then, we have to suffer. Suffering is a thing. Like, it's, like when you go through a loss, it's gonna hurt. It's kind of like if you get a wound, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt. And so becoming comfortable with the fact that sometimes pain is part of life. Pain and suffering is part of the equation. But we get to reduce that pain. We get to reduce that suffering by honoring the cycles of grief, honoring the cycles of life, honoring and understanding that things come and go, and just by way of understanding that, creating a little bit less resistance to letting go, to saying goodbye, to endings, and accepting that endings are part of life. And just by accepting it and coming to terms with it and coming to peace with it, you reduce some of the impact of the blow, because it's you expect it, right? So it's not like a surprise or a shock. It's something that you almost understand and come to terms with, and it's less like, oh my God, endings, no. It's more like, wow, yeah, that really hurts and it's painful, and it's deeply painful, but I understand and honor and acknowledge that life is this cycle. Life is change. I honor the cycles. I honor change. I honor reality for the transitionary experience that it is. Life is transient, life is movement, life is change. Things come, things go, things are up and they're down. Then we have periods of, calm seas and then like stormy seas. Stormy seas, is that the way you say it? Storms and seas that are rough and turbulent. And then there's calm seas, and then there's seasons, spring, summer, fall, winter, and cycles of life, aging, transitions. And when we understand and honor that you are here, you are whole, you will be okay. Despite all the changes, you'll be okay. So holding yourself through the change, holding yourself through the loss, knowing that even though things come and go, as long as you have your body and you're still plugged into it, you'll make your way through. You'll find your way through. You'll go through the pain, but you'll find yourself on the other side of that cycle. On the other side of the journey, you'll find healing. You'll find transformation. You'll find a new season, a season where new energy comes into your life, new experiences, new things to attach to, and new things to let go of again, and new things to attach to and love and embrace and enjoy, and then let go of again. There might be a long period of time where things feel like really safe and, steady. Could be like years, like a whole decade where things just feel like a coming together and things are pretty much okay. And then boom, a season where it just feels like one area is really crumbling and then it's like, and then going through the natural cycles of the flux. So make peace with the flux, make peace with life, make peace with the cycles. Things have a beginning, a middle, and an end. That is part of the experience of life. That is part of life. Sometimes, these really sad moments will knock on our door and greet us. And it'll be sad and it'll be difficult. But on the other side of that is birth, rebirth, transformation, things coming back together, reconstruction, and reorganization, and reordering of a new beginning, a new chapter, and so on and so forth. And you are gonna be the one that's there through it all, through the breakup, through the changes in society, through the changes in technology, through the changes of everything. Life is change. Welcome to the chaos. And there's not much you can do other than do your best, okay? No, just kidding. I don't know anything. Hopefully that helps somebody out there. That's basically all we have for today. Accept the change. You are your guarantee. Up and down, sideways, blah blah blah, da 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 da. This video is coming to an end. It started, it happened, and now it's coming to an end. Ta-da!